the kitchen, and it's about quick and easy meals. So I have found that making a frittata for a weeknight meal for my family has been a good go-to. It's a great way to get some veggies in with the family. It's also can be done in about 20 minutes. The possibilities are endless. You could serve it with a little side salad, and it's an incredible weeknight meal. So the baseline for a frittata is 6 eggs, a quarter cup of milk, cream, or in our case, dairy-free milk, a cup of cheese if you're going to use that, and about 2 cups of toppings. So you can do everything from spinach, potato, bacon, breakfast sausage, do all veggies, throw some arugula in there. You could even do smoked salmon. Literally, it's cleaning out your fridge. Whatever you have on board in your fridge is good to use. All right, so we'll do the base here. I've got 6 eggs cracked in the bowl. I'm going to add a quarter cup of unsweetened almond milk. I am going to omit the cheese in this one. I only was able to find the Parmella mozzarella. They usually have this Fiery Jack one that I like at Fresh Time, but they were out. So I'm going to actually skip the cheese this time. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt in there and pepper. I'll whisk this together and we'll set this aside. We get our toppings or our other ingredients ready to go. All right, so now it's for the ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and set my oven at 400 degrees. I'm turning my pan on medium heat, and I'm gonna slice the potatoes first. So don't be afraid of a mandolin. There's a couple of tips and tricks I can give you where you will not lose any of your digits. So sometimes potatoes can be really sticky. So if that's the case, you don't want them to get like jammed up on the mandolin, and then that's when you are in peril or maybe getting the fingers sliced. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil onto my mandolin there. The other thing would be how you're holding it. So at first, when my fingers are far away, it's okay to hold it kind of like this. And as I get even just a little bit closer, I'm gonna use the palm of my hand. Put some gentle pressure. I need to add maybe a little bit more oil to that. Especially potatoes that are super starchy, they can get stuck on the mandolin. All right, so we're adding just a little bit of gentle pressure as I press, keeping all of my fingers away from the blade. And this is perfect because my potato is about the width of the mandolin, so it actually works out pretty nicely. So once, even as I get close, I know that all my digits are away, and I can still continue to put a little bit of pressure all the way down to the very end and not cut my hand. So it's really nice to make these nice uniformed cuts, especially as we're gonna fry up these potatoes as the base to our frittata. All right, a little oil there. And so I've already cooked off bacon, but if I was doing this a day of at home, I would probably cook the bacon in the same pan. Take the bacon out and put it on a paper towel and reserve that bacon fat to cook my potatoes in. That's actually pretty tasty. All right, so I'll layer these in. We'll season our potatoes with a little salt and pepper, and we'll let those fry. It almost makes kind of like a quiche when we do the potato layer without the breading. All right, so I let those cook for a couple minutes. They're starting to get brown, and the potatoes were so thin, they actually cook pretty quickly. So if you have a thicker slice of potato, it might take longer. All right, so now for the other ingredients. I've got some baby spinach. So I want about a cup and a half of baby spinach. If you're using regular spinach, you want to take those hard stems off, but with baby spinach, it's pretty much all edible. This is really gonna wilt up nicely. So I'll stir that in with the potatoes. I've also got a little fresh thyme that I'm going to add, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. It just gives it some nice flavor. So I'll stir that all together and let that spinach wilt down before I add in my eggs. Also going to season this with just a little bit more salt. All right, so that spinach is beginning to wilt. I already smell that really awesome garlic flavor. I'm gonna add in my cooked bacon, and just layer that on almost like I'm making like a pie. So getting that all in, and then we'll add our eggs. All right, so our eggs are already whipped. We're gonna go ahead and add this to the pan. And we want the bottom of the eggs to set. So we'll cook it for just a few minutes here in the pan and making sure that the eggs get all the way down. I'm just gonna lift up just a little bit of the potatoes, making sure that our eggs get down into the bottom. So we'll cook this for about 2 minutes, and then we'll finish it in the oven, 400 degrees, for about another 10 to 15 minutes. And at the very end, I love to turn the broiler on for just about a minute or so and get those, the top of the frittata really nice and brown. All right, so that was in the oven for about 12 minutes, and I took about the last minute or so to broil it, which gave me this really nice browned, crispy top. And then I'm gonna let it rest for just a couple minutes to kind of let the eggs settle. They puff up during baking, and then it'll be ready to serve. Looks amazing. So this nice frittata, I would serve it with just a simple side salad and have this for an easy weeknight meal.